Have you ever wondered what lies hidden in every human heart? Today we embark on a journey into the depths of our nature, a journey that reveals brutal crimes, shocking experiments, and timeless legends of betrayal and despair. Over the next some minutes, we will confront some of history's most harrowing events and examine scientific experiments that expose our inner darkness. This video isn't just about facts, it's about questioning what we thought we knew about good and evil. Are we all capable of monstrous acts? Let's find out. Chapter 1. When a mother becomes a monster. Let's begin with a case that shook the world. In 2001, Andrea Yates, a mother battling severe mental illness, committed an unspeakable act. Overwhelmed by despair and delusions, she drowned all of her children in a bathtub. Among them was her youngest son, a life snuffed out in a moment of unimaginable horror. This tragedy is not just a headline, it's a brutal reminder that even those we expect to love unconditionally can, under certain circumstances, commit acts of horrifying cruelty. How can the person meant to protect a child become the one who ends that child's life? This question forces us to confront the uncomfortable truth. The potential for darkness exists in places we least expect. Chapter 2. Historical shadows, brutal crimes, and myths from the past. History is rife with tales of brutal acts that blur the line between myth and reality. Consider the ancient Greek myth of Medea. Betrayed by her husband, Medea took revenge by killing her own children, an act that has haunted literature and art for centuries. Although her story is mythologized, it embodies the ultimate betrayal, a mother's love turned into a weapon of vengeance. But history also offers real accounts. In medieval Europe, power struggles often led to mass executions and ruthless purges. Entire families were torn apart in battles for dominance, and in some cases, a son's rebellion against his mother or father was seen as the ultimate act of defiance, a literal fratricide or matricide that shocked society. These stories, both myth and documented crime, raise a pressing question. Are these brutal acts anomalies, or do they reveal an inherent darkness lurking within all human beings? Chapter 3. Experiments that expose our dark side. Science has long tried to answer the question, what lies beneath the surface of a seemingly ordinary person? In the 1960s, psychologist Stanley Milgram conducted an experiment that would shock the world. Participants were instructed to administer electric shocks to another person, shocks that they believed were painful and even dangerous. Astonishingly, many obeyed the orders without questioning the morality of their actions. Then came the infamous Stanford prison experiment. College students were randomly assigned the roles of guards and prisoners in a simulated prison environment. Within days, those in power began exhibiting extreme sadistic behaviors, while those on the receiving end descended into despair and submission. These experiments force us to ask, under the pressure of authority and isolation, can any of us cross that line? They suggest that the capacity for cruelty may lie dormant within us all, waiting for the right circumstances to be unleashed. Chapter 4. The modern battlefield, cruelty in the digital age. Today, the arena for our inner battles has shifted from physical spaces to the digital realm. The anonymity of the internet allows individuals to unleash hate and cruelty with little fear of retribution. Cyberbullying, online harassment, and the spread of divisive content have become common, and each harsh comment or hateful meme can inflict real damage. Consider how easy it is to hide behind a screen. When you type a venomous message, you might feel detached from its consequences. Yet these digital actions ripple through communities, sometimes sparking real-world violence and deep societal rifts. In our modern world, the conditions that triggered brutal acts in the past have found new expression online. The question remains, in a space where accountability is minimal, how do we protect our collective humanity? And what can we do to foster empathy in an environment that often seems to reward cruelty? Chapter 5: Confronting Our Shadows, a Call for Change. After witnessing these brutal stories and chilling experiments, we are left with a profound realization. We all have the capacity for darkness, but this truth is not a call to despair. It is a call to awareness and action. By understanding the conditions that unleash our worst impulses, we can begin to build a world that nurtures empathy, compassion, and accountability. Every act of kindness, every moment of restraint, can tip the balance away from cruelty. I ask you now, what will you do when you face your own darkness? How will you choose to create an environment, both online and in your community, that encourages the best in us all? The power to transform our future lies in our hands. Let us confront these shadows together and choose a path of compassion over hate. Conclusion: the brutal truths of our past, the disturbing insights from psychological experiments, and the challenges of our digital age all reveal one thing: the potential for darkness exists in all of us. But knowing this is the first step toward change. By recognizing our hidden capacity for cruelty, we also empower ourselves to choose love, kindness, and understanding. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Every act of compassion, no matter how small, matters. Let us work together to light up the darkness and build a future where empathy triumphs over hate.